When I moved to the Philippines a few years later, I did find a long-term girlfriend named Diane that I've been with for a couple of years. So and it's so easy to get along with her. We almost never argue. I mean, it's so smooth and relaxed. So yeah, I've had a couple of relationships, but the longest one was in the Philippines that I'm still with. If you're a really down-to-earth guy, like me for instance, this is especially all true for you. The international dating thing is actually the best for you, because if you're down-to-earth in America, a lot of women find you boring because they like drama. It's like if you're too much of a nice guy, it seems, you're just not interesting or exciting. And unfortunately, most women in our culture don't like that. The thing is, if you go overseas, I mean, the women are naturally down to earth, so it's so easy to connect with them conversationally and socially. And here's another secret, that I found out, which is that it's nearly impossible today in modern America to find, a beautiful woman that's down to earth, that, especially if she grew up here. In the 60s and 70s, you could find that, and you can see that in the TV shows of that era. So that was normal. You could be a beautiful woman and kind and sweet and down to earth in the 1960s and 70s and before that too. But in modern America, that's virtually impossible to find. The Philippines, there's pros and cons to that. The good thing is that they speak English to a basic level, so there's not that language barrier. And their personality is so relaxed and non-judgmental, but they're a lot more simple-minded. Some guys like women that are more simple and they don't care if they're educated or they can hold an intelligent conversation or not. And some guys, care about that and some guys don't. So it depends on the guy. But it seems like Philippines is a very popular place for Western guys because there seems to be natural symbiosis between a Western guy and a nice, sweet Filipina. And so it's a very big hotspot. A lot of Western guys have found that, they love Filipinas and the girls treat them so good, and so it makes up for it. If you go there, you'll see what I mean, and it's like incredible, because what's almost impossible to find here is everywhere there, and if you're a down-to-earth guy, you'll love this because you can connect with women on the same level, on the same wavelength, whereas you can't do that here because our culture is, dysfunctional in a state of moral decay, and the women, are more spoiled with a bad attitude toward men, and they're not down to earth anymore. Even our young generation is not down to earth. In America, the only people that are down to earth are going to be like older people or senior citizens, and people don't draw this distinction, where young people are not very down to earth, but the old people, the senior citizens group, is very down to earth in America. So, but most people don't draw that distinction. They just say people are friendly in America. They, because it's the polite thing to say, but they don't make these distinctions. And I think people should make these distinctions because it's more specific. And so that's another big secret. This is a big secret. I wish it would get out more to help so many lonely guys. There are so many lonely guys suffering in America in silence, and they're getting depressed, and they might go crazy and violent, and they need to hear this message. It's important. Being overseas has so many benefits. It's not just dating. There's social connection, there's psychological self-esteem issues, there's a lower cost of living overseas, so you don't have to work as much. You can have less financial burden. In most industrialized countries, there's national health care, and the food is healthier too. Every guy wants to be needed, to be appreciated, to wake up feeling like he's desired, and that women appreciate him and care about him and want to connect with him. And that's a very good feeling to wake up to every day. And this isn't just about being friendly. You can find friendly people everywhere. I don't like to use the word friendly because it's a very broad word and could be used liberally, too liberally. and a lot of people just use that word because it's politically correct. But what I'm talking about is being socially engaging, you know. Like in a lot of other countries, people are curious about you, so they want to engage you socially.
Are you a single man looking for love? A woman with traditional values? Check out our website at philippinewomen.com. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.